this is secure. So, I don't want to be on this video long. That is not my plans to be on this video long. So I know sometimes I'll be saying, why is this lady wearing this, or why is this person that is being wearing these feathers and bones all the time in the video? And with so much talk about devil worship and Illuminati, I feel like I need to give y'all just a little bit of clarity. So for me, these bones helped me to think of a time when we were more free, you know, when we were more thoughtful of nature and more connected to nature. And so the feathers, you know, that's about being able to rise above and to transcend our situation, wings to be able to lift ourselves up, to be able to soar, above our circumstances. And the bones are to remind us that we are having an experience that is that ends with passing, transitioning, physically having to leave this body. I often wear bones because they hold memories for me. They help me to remember something that I need to remember. Like these bones that I'm wearing in my ear, they have a special meaning to me. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about how I feel about this whole Takeoff and Kanye situation. So I've been watching countless videos having to do with both of them. And I feel a connection to both of them. Me and Ye are actually born the same year, and he's born 10 days before me. So his birthday is June the 10th, 1977. And Takeoff's birthday is on my birthday, but he's born in 94. So he's born June 18th, 1994, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm born June 18th, 1977. And so I wanted to talk about them because they're both Geminis, and they're polarities, like they're the opposite of each other. And so in an esoteric way, it's saying to me, what I'm getting is that silence is killing us, because Takeoff was the quiet one, you know. Kanye won't shut up. Ye won't shut up. Ye just been talking. And but Ye, the one you would expect to be dead, or the one you would have expected to transition, is still alive, but the quiet one, that's the one that left us. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if this was a choice, because Gemini's, we are some complex individuals, we're balancing so much, masculine, feminine, dark, light, chaos, order. So I'm not gonna say that um, Takeoff was not prepared for this. Like, um, he wasn't ready for this. Like, that because he was quiet, that doesn't mean that he wasn't conscious. Um, it just means he was quiet. But for me, on a bigger scale and on a bigger picture, like, Ye is the one, the Gemini, that refuses to stop talking and is telling, his version of the truth how he sees it. And he is the one, you know, that's still here. And the quiet one, the quiet Gemini, is the one that left us. And I just find that very interesting. Everybody's saying rest in peace. Y'all know I don't subscribe to that rest in peace because I don't see how our ancestors could be resting. Um, when they left here, they knew the state of the world. So I say um, to that human being, to that individual, um, I say dwell in power. You know, I hope that the journey in this reality gave you what you needed, what you desired, and that you felt fulfilled, and that your family is dealing with this grief. Because I think grief, I think the family, I think our loved ones are more hurt by our passing. Like we are returning to I am. We are returning to the Alpha and Omega. We are being recycled, you know, or reincarnated, or however you want to put it. But our we are going on to the next part of the journey. So I think once our soul begins to transition, that peace just automatically sweeps over us. But it is our loved ones who are left to grieve, and especially if they have not been doing the work to understand that life is a part of death, and that death is a door, death is a transition, then they will grieve that much more. And so, my prayers to his family, that they find their peace, you know, in his passing. Um, Regarding Ye, you know, coming out and saying what he said about his mother, um, there's been speculation for a long time that his mother was a sacrifice. There's been speculation that a lot of people have made sacrifices to get to where they are. And I do believe that to whom much is given, much is required. This is a book that we have been trained and programmed to accept as reality for ourselves. To whom much is given, much is required. I think that there's a constant battle, and this is why the binary really gets to me, because in order to have this game, there has to be a villain and a hero. There has to be a superior and an inferior. There has to be black and white. There has to be a versus. We exist in a reality that, in order for it to sustain itself, there has to be a versus. Someone has to be against somebody. And so, but it's so crazy to me because everything comes from the same place. Everything comes from the same place. Like, um, I think lighter skinned people come from darker skinned people. Gay people come from heterosexual people. Trans people come from um, beings who have the same, like even though they transition to be one thing, you still came from, you know egg and seed. Because I'm not gonna say you came from a man and a woman, because I don't know how your parents identify, but these same things that we condemn are the same things that we've been taught to look down upon. They're the space in which we came from. So, and I just find that interesting that all of the feuding that's happening, it's just it's growing pains. It's labor pains. It's like trying to make space, because the more that the collective consciousness divides, the more that it creates, the more that it reproduces itself, the more chaos, manifest, Because chaos comes in the divide. Chaos comes in the separation because it's easier to deceive and to trick people or to trick anything, if it's divided from the source. We all come from source. And so this is kind of like source breaking into pieces so that it could experience different things with itself, you know. I definitely feel like we're all mirrors of each other. And I feel like, personally, I feel like it's time to hit the reset button, you know. That's why, with a lot of things that's going on in the world, I feel like before that happens, though, unfortunately, it's going to have to get even more ugly. It's going to have to get even more chaotic. It's going to have to get even more uncertain. A lot of truly terrible things are going to have to happen before we are ready to get on that wavelength or get on one accord, align ourselves with each other. Because, I've said this in other videos. I don't agree with the patriarchy. I don't agree with the brotherhood. But I definitely am here for the dialogue. I'm definitely here for the conversations because I think that they open the door for us to heal. They open the door for us to express truth. I want to share some of the things that I've written. I I um I messaged. I've been watching Candace Owens, and I really wonder what Candace gonna say now, cause she literally just reaffirmed her loyalty to Kanye, and right after this, he comes out and and alludes to his mama being a sacrifice. So, who we like literally, girl, you just endorsed this man again, and then this man said that this man said his mama was a sacrifice. So girl, I can't imagine how you must be feeling right now. But where is this? I mean, personally, there's no justification for what he did. I personally, would rather be broke for the rest of my life than have to, kill somebody I love, for wealth and fame. But let's be clear. Let's be clear though. He was like 25 years old the first time he signed his contract. Like literally, like his body was ready, but his brain hadn't even finished developing. Why I'm not turning my back on Kyrie, breaking the silence on you. Okay, here's the comment. So let me pause her.
Are a Bates
So I posted this comment the other day, and I know she done seen it because it's the last comment that was posted on her page. So this is what I said. Candace, as a person who has undergone genital reconstructive surgery, because they'll say, you know, if you try to say sex change, you'll be like, oh, you ain't getting a sex change, you mutilated yourself. So I wanted to be very thoughtful about how I worded this, what I said to her. I said, Candace, as a person who is undergoing genital reconstructive surgery so that my birth genitalia could more closely resemble that of my foremothers, comments you made out of what I perceive to be willful ignorance, because at this point it is willful ignorance, about people whose journey to self discovery has not been a traditional one, has typically offended me in the past. But now I can honestly overlook that point of view because, in my opinion, we are all battling some form of mental dis-ease. I am certain your therapist is on speed dial. So, why should I be offended over your thoughts about trans people? Hell, I think a Negro woman still straightening her hair daily without fail for every public appearance in 2022 is definitely performance art and a form of self hate. But that's just my belief. So if you won't hold transness against me, why would I hold your beliefs against you? I am whole though.